fall WPL season out here on Treasure Island, Ray Sheeran Field in the San Francisco Bay. Very excited to be out here today. Ready for some great rugby to be played out in front of us. We got babies on the field. That's great. Very exciting to have babies out here. Got some strollers. We got one dog. I wish there were more dogs. Really only got the one dog right now. Very excited about Goose, the #1 dog right here, #1 boy. He's a cute puppy. We're very nice, very excited to have him. All right. Let's go All Blues. Welcome to week 4 of the 2019 fall WPL season. Today's matchup here, we have the Berkeley All Blues versus the Glendale Merlins coming out here all the way from Colorado. We're very excited for a really excellent matchup in the Western Conference of the WPL. Today, both of these teams are coming in with records of 2-1. And so this is sure to be a good matchup with a lot of implications for the standing as the season goes forward. Today we're out at Ray Sheeran Field on Treasure Island, home of the SFGG SF Golden Gate Rugby Club. We're very fortunate to be able to use their beautiful facilities out here today.
And this is for the live stream? Yeah. Oh, okay.
And I'm sure it's going to be a very, very exciting matchup. My name is Dot. I'm going to be leading you through this wonderful experience today. And yeah, we're very excited to get started here in just a few minutes.
Test.
Now
Okay.
we got our second mic is coming to join us. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
I am Jazz.
Hi, Jazz.
All right, I'm super excited.
Very excited here. So yeah. Let's see. There's only one dog at the field today. That's unfortunate. I usually like it when there's at least 3 to 4 dogs at the field.
Yeah, normally there's a lot more.
Yeah. So this is kind of a low dog turnout that we have today.
Right. Mildly disappointed.
Mildly disappointed.
We have to have better dog support.
This is true. Yeah. Yep, and there's that classic All Blues chant. I believe the All Blues have been doing that chant for, I don't know, let's say 20 years.
You would know more than I would. That's for sure.
Please do not check me on that.
Yeah.
If any of our alumni are out there listening, you can tweet at us at All Blues Rugby and tell me what I'm saying wrong. We also, the All Blues have a number of sponsors that we're very thankful to have. We have CPC, which is Chow's parents' company. They do linear motion technologies, and they've been our jersey sponsor for several years. That's very exciting. We also have Inline Chiropractic Clinic. You know, us rugby players always have a lot of issues with our backs and our spines, so Inline Chiropractic in the Bay Area is your go-to for all your realignment needs. Alpi.net is another one of our sponsors. Oh, there goes Inline Chiropractic. Yep. And right, and now coming out onto the field, we have the Glendale Merlins in their signature yellow jerseys. Looks like All Blues will be kicking off, and we have number 12, Evan Hess, who's looks like she's going to be kicking the ball off. We're about to get underway here. Right, and number 4 for Glendale, Charlotte Thompson taking the ball into the ruck. Starting off with some light backs play. Looks like offsides by the All Blues. They have to get back 10. Glendale took the quick tap. Nice offload there by 7.
That was some good team play there.
Yeah. Nice continuity game. Looks like that was a penalty on Glendale for not releasing the ball in the tackle. And All Blues are taking a moment to get set up. We got number 9, Shelby Lynn. Oh, just handed the ball off to Evan Hess. And she kicks the ball to touch for an All Blues line out. Just past midfield. And Kit Kat's going to be taking the throw in, one of the veteran players for the All Blues, over 20 caps for Kit Kat. And Keidra Davis gets the catch.
Nice.
Oh, that was a very well executed set piece. I know the All Blues forwards have been working on their set pieces very hard, so it's good to see that work pay off.
Looks like it made it out to the wing.
That was Maggie Simpson who took it into contact. Looks like it got pulled out of bounds a little bit, so we'll have a line out going to Glendale. See if the All Blues are as clean on the defensive side of the line out as they were on the offense. Looks like Glendale took the ball a little quick. Ref called it back. And Glendale with a very clean line out.
Early on.
Taking it into a maul, yes. All right, looks like Glendale knocked the ball on in the maul. So the All Blues were able to.
It's going to be an All Blues scrum.
Yes, excellent. First scrum of the match. We'll see how this part of the game starts playing out. It's always important to assert your physical dominance in the scrum early in the match. I always felt as a front row player.
You played front row?
I did.
I recently learned front row.
very exciting.
Kudos to you.
It's a hard,
that is
it's
a
hard
tough
game.
position.
Yep. And looks like the All Blues are holding their own.
Yeah, definitely.
Looks
Okay.
like no clear dominant in that scrum.
Below takes it into contact.
Oh, nice. Excellent way she dropped the ball, got back up, kept moving. Looks like the ref says she didn't quite release enough after the tackle. I believe the rule there is that once you're actually tackled, you have to release the ball, get up, show that you're clear, and then pick the ball up again. So you can't just, you can kind of sort of go into contact and get back up, but you have to make sure that you fully release the ball before you actually pick it up and move forward again. Got our second scrum of the day right at midfield. This time going to Glendale. See if the All Blues can continue pushing them around in the scrum. Ball pops out. The fullback for Glendale there, taking the insert on the inside of the 14. Ball's coming out quick, going back the other way. Got some forwards in the back line. Oh, and a bad pass is picked up by Below. All right, excellent turnover for the All Blues. Let's see if they can capitalize on the change of momentum. Oh, and that's Kira Lafferty, 8 foot. I don't believe she's actually 8 foot tall, but I think she's 6 something.
I want to say the other day she told me she was about 6'2".
6'2", that's close enough
8
to,
foot.
that's pretty much
Yes,
8 foot,
it's
yeah.
closer than I am, that's for sure.
Definitely. Abby Vogel taking the ball into contact, the forwards doing some work, pounding it in close to the ruck, and now it's back out to the backs. Okay, we got a couple players on the outside of fly half. Evan Hess taking it into contact. Backs rucking for themselves, helping get some of their own.
All right, XT making some excellent ground here.
All right, Christina
really tough
Ramos.
to take down.
Really running through contact on that play. And the ball looks like the All Blues have coughed up the ball, and the ref is going to call it a knock-on for a scrum to Glendale. It was a pretty good sequence for the All Blues. Made some gains. We're definitely into Glendale territory, but the handling errors will cause turnovers. Still scoreless here in Treasure Island. Third scrum of the match. Looks like the ref is looking for some adjustment in the scrum. Saw something that she didn't like. Safety always the first priority. And Carmen Farmer, number 8, with a pick.
Decided to exploit the weak side here.
That was an excellent back row play from Glendale's number 8. Oh, wow, that's some excellent defensive pressure from Evan Hess, 12, for the All Blues, making a tackle well behind the gain line. Oh, what a beautiful offload out of contact again from Evan. All Blues still playing some quick ball, going to the right side. And scrum half's just giving it to the forwards to pound near the ruck a little bit. And Below. Ooh, that might have been a bit of a high tackle on that one, but the ref decides it's not enough for a call.
All right, we have Tanya going in here.
Excellent run by a back row player. Keidra Davis, forwards captain, and number 8 for the All Blues, taking it into contact. All right, and
Going
now
for
Glendale's offsides. Shelby Lynn takes a quick tap, giving it to her forward, making the big players do the big hits. All Blues really dominating the time of possession here in this first part of the match. Oh, wow, big hit from Glendale. Who was that, number 2? That's a big hit. That one's going on the Sports Center top 10.
Yeah, that hurt me from here. That's for sure. Looks like Laura going for the ball. Nice. Beautiful long pass.
Glendale kicked out of trouble, and now the All Blues back three is trying to put something together, see if we can make some line breaks here, get back to where we started. Tanya Westman doing her best to stay in bounds. All right, now we have another offsides from Glendale, so it looks like All Blues are going to get, oh no, sorry, the call went the other way. We'll see what Glendale does with this, this kick. It's a tough angle. I think she's probably going to go for distance and to touch so that they can get a line out, but it
didn't quite get out there.
That's the thing with that tough angle. You try to get as much distance as you can, but she wasn't sure to make sure it went out of bounds there. All Blues kick out of trouble. It's recovered by Glendale's 15, making a good run through the middle of a discombobulated defensive line for the All Blues. Oh, number 12 makes a cut back to the inside, finding a small hole in the All Blues defensive line, and they're playing a continuity offload game. Glendale knocking on the door here at the 5-meter line. Oh, looks like they have an overload, but below makes a huge tackle that also wraps up the ball and prevents something really bad situation with that overload. That's excellent defense from the All Blues. Taking it into the ruck, getting a little bit of time to reform the defensive line. Another big hit by below. Really doing her best to prevent this Glendale from scoring here.
Now this is some really impressive All Blues defense.
Oh, wow. Looks like number 1 is right on the line there for Glendale. Held up. All right.
Wow.
Wow.
Nice job.
That was an excellent defensive sequence from the Berkeley All Blues. Now what happened there is if the ball is held up above the ground during the try, it goes back to a 5-meter scrum. And on that replay, we'll see number 1. She's going in, going close to the line, and she almost makes it over there, but the All Blues are able to get the hand underneath it and keep the ball held up a little bit there. So now we're coming back to the 5-meter scrum. See if the All Blues can continue this excellent defensive stand. Ref saw something she didn't like in the scrum. Glendale takes a quick tap and is able to sneak by an All Blues line that wasn't quite ready. You know, I always think that that awareness during a game after the ref blows their whistle, you have about 3 seconds to look up and reorganize yourself, reorient to the play, and a lot of times the player who can just think a split second faster is the one who's going to capitalize on an opportunity like that after a penalty, especially in the 5-meter area. We've got fly half Gabby Cantorna taking the kick here for Glendale. See if they can add +2 to the 5 from that first opening try. And a perfect kick right down the center, so the kick is good. Bring it back, taking another look at the try. You can see the ball goes into the scrum, penalty, and then that field awareness by looks like the lock, number 4. Charlotte Thompson for Glendale, scoring that try. Glendale receiving the kickoff, taking it into contact. All Blues got a defensive line that's up well behind the 10. Ooh, looks like a fumble from the number 2. Looked like a bit of a knock-on, but I think the ref is playing advantage. See if the All Blues can get to the advantage line. Shelby laying out to 12, Evan Hess to below. That 12-13 combination is going to be dangerous all day.
Offload
what
to
a
Tanya.
Beautiful, beautiful offload by below. Going back, letting some tight 5s pound it.
Looks like there's an overload. Let's see if we can get it all the way out.
That was a bit of a wild offload from number 5, Maya there, but All Blues able to pick it up and clean it up. I think that was a diving over the ruck penalty for the All Blues, trying to protect that ball on the right side. So we got a penalty going to Glendale. Looks like they'll try to kick to touch so that they can get a line out, gain some territory, get out of their own defensive end. And again, the second kick for Glendale, trying to go to touch and not quite making it. So that seems to be an issue for them today. Ooh, big hit by number 7. Kit Kat taking the ball in. Not releasing ball in contact, another penalty on the All Blues. All Blues getting a lot of penalties today. It's going to be another scrum down. Glendale puts the ball in. See if Farmer's going to take a pick. It seems like their number 8 is pretty happy to be picking the ball off of those scrums, combining with her number 9. Huge gain for the Glendale scrum half. Number 9, Carly Waters, with an excellent play off of that scrum. Ball out wide, the hooker took it in, was inserting in the back line. Now the backs are trying to combine, do what they do best, making multiple passes on the outside there. Ran out of space a little bit, so they'll bring it back to the right side. We got Tanya Westman up in the back line. Let's see if she can make a big hit. All right, pushes it toward her teammate Maggie, who makes another tackle on the right side. And Glendale's moving the ball back into the middle, trying to find a new place, find some space where they can punch through that defensive line. Let's see, it's a bit of a mess in the ruck there, but we'll see where the ball pops out. Oh, it looks like the All Blues were able to turn it over in contact there. See if they can capitalize on the turnover. And a knock-on for the All Blues. So they'll bring it back a few meters and scrum down just inside the 22. Now, Glendale has had a lot of success with their number 8, Carmen Farmer, picking and going to that right side. We'll see if they continue that pattern here and see if the All Blues flankers can do something about it and stop them before they're able to combine 1 or 2 passes and break through what is a discombobulated line after a scrum. Oh, and they pass it out this time, mixing it up a little bit. Into the 13, who cuts back inside, trying to preserve some of that space on the right side for her teammates. Oh, and a pass to the 15 is mishandled. So now she's back in the line. And all right, looks like a penalty for the All Blues this time. Not quite sure what the call was, but we'll see. Evan Hess looks like she's going to kick to touch, see if we can gain some territory and get a line out, start some offense, start playing out of this back end, see if we can get the ball back over the half line. Throwing in the ball, we have Joanna Kitlinski, better known as Kit Kat, one of the most experienced players on this field here today, over 20 caps. Been playing for the Eagles in several World Cups, really a veteran leader on this team and in this forward pack. Really has a lot of knowledge to share. And a great thrower in the lineout, obviously, with all that experience. Christina Ramos taking it into contact, a little bit wrapped up, doing her best to protect that possession in the ruck and contact. Looks like Evan goes for the kick. We've got Maggie Simpson chasing over here. Beautiful kick, bounces just in and then goes out. Which means that although it's a Glendale ball, we got the ball back into their territory, line out at the spot where the ball went out. I'm sorry, this is number 2, Joanna Kitlinski for Glendale. Kit Kat's real name is Katie Augustin. I think I messed that up just earlier. And, in rugby, there's a lot of nicknames. You don't really know the real names, It's kind of difficult.
Wasn't going to say anything.
I messed
confused.
that up. Yeah, I messed that up.
I was like, maybe I just didn't know.
I'm sorry to the people out there. I was looking at the rosters, and I got the number 2s mixed up here. But, it's Kit Kat, and I'm pretty sure none of these people are supposed to have real names.
Right, so I was a bit confused, maybe thinking that I didn't know the true name. I just know her as Kit Kat.
That's my mistake. So, All Blues is a volunteer-run organization. So it's not always highest quality.
I think the quality's great here, all right?
I appreciate that. Another great kick from Evan. Her kicks have been spot on today. Let's see, Kit Kat's gonna... Oh, 7 got a yellow card. Looks like we had a yellow card for number 7 on Glendale. Not quite sure what that's for.
But there was a skip pass there to below.
Oh, yeah, look at that combination. Oh, Serena Lou! Oh, wow, what a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful run by the All Blues off of that penalty play. Glendale, 1 player down because of that yellow card. And the All Blues able to capitalize off the penalty play with just some classic passing from the backs. Watch kick over here from Sam. Samantha Miller. Fly half for the All Blues, taking the place kick. kick is no good. So Glendale's still in the lead by 2 points. Let's take another look at that try. We got the maul off of the line out. Shelby Lynn takes it out. Combines to that 12-13 combination, and then out to number 15. Serena Liu does a little cutback, tricks that last defender, slips just inside her, and dots the ball down for a beautiful try. So All Blues receiving this kickoff here. Got some kind of penalty. The ref is explaining something. I'm not really sure exactly what happened on that play on the kickoff. Looks like the refs are going to have a little powwow, review what happened. Center ref talking to her line judge. Looks like we're going to a scrum down to the All Blues.
Yeah, I am not sure what just happened.
Yeah. You know, I wish we had the audio feed to the refs' radios, but looked like they were having a bit of a conversation about something that they didn't like that they saw on that kickoff play.
All right.
Pick from Keefer Davis into below,
below,
breaking the line. And looks like Evan's going to kick it. And number 14, Nicole Wanamaker.
Beautiful tackle by Evan Hazy there.
Oh, wow. Ball squirted
like
out into contact, and Tanya Westman had those eyes on the ball and was able to make that into a turnover. It's those extra little plays that really make a difference in a close match like this.
You know, Tanya's really good at capitalizing on little small mistakes.
Yes.
Very good. Whether the ball's out for a second, she's always the first person that saw it.
It's that ball awareness and that field awareness that's always that thing that separates the good players from the great. And looks like Glendale was able to get it to touch this time. So we'll have another line out. Okay. Looks like the ball's going to Carmen.
Looks like All Blues was able to retrieve the Glendale line out.
It was an overthrow.
Wow.
And All Blues moving the ball.
Ooh.
Evan able to make a line break. This is going to be a big run. Oh, defeats the second to last defender. She's just got one left. Let's see if she can throw the stiff arm. Oh, and make the, wow. Just barely coughs it up at the end there. But that is a huge, huge line break.
Beautiful run.
Wow, what a beautiful run by Evan. Gonna have a scrum down or.
You know, Evan's one of those players where once she's out and finds that hole, there's just no stopping her.
So dangerous when you give her some space and some real estate to run into. Harvard alum, played some Ivy League rugby back in the beginning part of her career. And we'll see if the All Blues can get this ball back so deep in Glendale territory. Come back out on top. And Farmer takes the pick. Again, a nice little fake, and she makes the line break. Gonna have to put her on the ground. Glendale making back a lot of territory from that Hess run. Looks like we're right back where we started. And it looks like below has a bit of an overload, but Glendale isn't able to capitalize, takes the ball into contact. All Blues are able to rearrange their defense. And Glendale's now just moving the ball side to side, looking for some point of weakness in the All Blues defensive line. Coming back to the right side. Let's see if they're able to do anything. Number 13 goes into contact. Sam Miller with the tackle for the All Blues. Oh, and a tough pass and a... Looks like Glendale wasn't quite able to make that catch, made a little bit of a fumble, and now we're back to a scrum down for the All Blues. Got almost coming down on 10 minutes left in the half. Only seen 2 tries scored. It's been really a lot of solid defense, and a lot of this game has been played at or near midfield, not quite having one team dominating the other in terms of time of possession or space. We've been back in both fives. Pretty even matchup overall. And the ref saw something.
Quick tap.
Ref saw something she didn't like, taking advantage of that quick situation. And looks like held up in contact. All Blues made it to the ground. Shelby with the distribution. It's like All Blues had a knock on with that quick play. Weren't quite able to capitalize. So we have another scrum down to Glendale. We'll see, always important to keep an eye out for that back row pick. And make sure that our forwards are... Oh, the ref also didn't like something in that scrum. Glenn tries to take the quick tap, but makes a knock on, so now we're back to a scrum for the All Blues. A lot of active whistle for the ref today. A lot of penalties, a lot of little things in the contact and around the point of contact that aren't quite up to where she would like them. So early in the season, I think the refs try to make a lot of calls just so that the players know kind of where they're at, so that by the time we get to the Nationals, they can know a little bit more about the way that the game is being interpreted and how they should be playing all season. Shelby Lynn puts the ball in. All Blues moving a little backwards, but she's able to get a clean ball out to the backs. Evan with the kick, and below with the chase. All right. All right.
By Laura.
Laura all's in space. Makes a nice offload. Oh, such a beautiful play. With just didn't quite come together right at the end, but made a lot of gained a lot of territory. We're inside the 22. And looks like the number 7 yellow card for Glendale is coming back in. So they're going back up to having a full side of 15 with this scrum. Remember, that yellow card is a 10-minute sin bin. Puts you in the little timeout box. Ref resetting the scrum again. Seems like they're having some problems in the front row, getting things exactly the way they wanted to look. Again, that's always about safety in that front row. The ref sees anything that they don't like, they're going to blow it up, because the most important thing is that our players are safe. And Glendale distributes to their back line. Looks like they're going to run out of trouble.
Looks like we're at a bit of an overload here.
Oh, not quite a good handle by Glendale. Maggie Simpson finishes off the tackle, and we're calling it a knock-on here for the mishandle in the back line. All Blues getting the ball back just outside the 22.
Yeah, beautiful pressure by All Blue.
Yeah, excellent defense, really getting in their face. Pressure creates turnovers, and we'll see if we can dot a try in before halftime, come back, go into the locker room on top. Not quite. Ref's talking to the number 2 of Glendale, trying to figure out what's going on in this front row. Glendale's looked strong in the front row, but it's not some of the dominance that we've seen from them in previous seasons. Scrum's looking pretty even, maybe a little bit going in Glendale's direction, but trying to keep that scrum up and even and flat. Ooh. Looks like she called, I think called the loose head prop from Glendale for boring. That's when the loose head really kind of angles their head inwards and pops up that right-hand side of the scrum from the All Blues perspective, the left side from the Glendale perspective. Always a play to make your other front row uncomfortable, but it is illegal a little bit. That's the thing about the front row. You do a lot of stuff. Some of it's illegal, but any good front row player knows how to kind of get in between those little nuances of the game. You know, I always like to say in rugby, there's a lot of rules. You don't have to know them all, and you certainly don't have to follow them all.
Oh, you know, that's an interesting perspective.
Yeah. Any true front row player will tell you that. Will back me on that.
Looks like we're doing some forward picking here by All Blues.
Just pounding that right side of the ruck, seeing if we can use our muscle to get through, get a few meters here and there. Let's go. We're recycling, doing rocket warship. I think that's what we used to call it, where one player picks and another player just grabs onto their butt and pushes them, so you get four legs really driving. Continuing with that rocket warhead, just driving in on that 5. Our one dog is trying to make herself known. And looks like Glendale came in from the side and disrupted the distribution there. And we're going out to the backs. Bit of a mismatch, but Evan cuts back inside. She's close to the line. See if we can pound it in right here. And try given.
Try.
All right, that was Kit Kat with that little sneak. Wow, that was a true team try. We had several phases of forward play, pounding the ball in. Point of that being to gain yards, but also to suck that defense in so that when you do get the ball out to the backs, there's a little bit more space. Sam Miller again with the kick, seeing if we can go up 5 going into half. Let's see if this kick is good. And that kick is good. So All Blues 12, Glendale 7. Let's take another look at the try real quick here. So you have Evan Hess taking the cut back inside. It's in the ruck. And then you have Kit-Kat who just grabs that ball and does a little dive. You know, the key thing to do with that play is when you pick the ball up that close to the goal line, you only pick the ball up 2 inches off the ground, and your butt should be so low, you should be almost in a scrum position, so low so that you can actually drive and get underneath that defensive line of the Glendale Raptors. That's a skill that I know all forwards have practiced, just picking that ball and going, staying really, really low to the ground, and obviously the veteran Kit-Kat has done that her whole career. Below with the kickoff reception, going into contact, trying to stay in bounds. Glendale trying to pull her out. And a bit of a mess in the ruck, but the All Blues are able to get it out. Going to Kedra Davis, taking it into contact and out to the backs. But we have a forward in the back line, taking it just outside the fly half, Maya. And Evan's going to kick it into some space, going to be recovered by Glendale's 14. And she makes a kick, a return kick, but Below is able to make the recovery, doing a little stutter step, trying to get around the kicker, who chased her own kick.
Trouble getting her down.
Very tough tackle that Below is. And the forwards are crashing from a little bit outside in the back line. Kedra Davis taking it into contact again, allowing the backs to reset. And Kedra Davis again, taking the ball into contact, really doing the grunt work out here for this All Blues squad, and Shelby Lynn kicks it into contact. And we're getting close to the half, but it does not look like the ref is going to call it at this moment. 1 minute of stoppage time. Or I don't know if that was 1 minute. She made a one sign with her finger, but we're probably going to go into a little bit of stoppage time here at the end of this first half. And a dagger of a throw from Glendale. They're going into the maul. All Blues have to respond to this, get some forwards in there to stop the motion, and the ball pops out to number 6 and then 5. So those forwards who just run out of the line out. And we got a diving over penalty for the All Blues. They're trying to get back 10 and get reset, but it looks like Glendale's going to slow down and take a moment to breathe with this one. Looks like Cantorna's going to kick to touch. And looks like we'll have another line out for Glendale before we go into this half. And another dagger throw to front. It looks like that same lineout play that they just ran a minute ago going into the maul, but now it's rotating to that left-hand side. It's still a maul technically, and now the ref blows it up.
Glendale.
I think what happened there was that maul was rolling to the left-hand side, and the All Blues players weren't quite coming in through the gate on the maul. You're not allowed to hit the maul from the side, similar to a ruck, so I think that was the call there. Always got to remember to come through the gate. And let's see, Glendale's still running into the bushes to get the ball, but all the forwards are taking this moment to reorganize everything. You know, 70% of being a forward is just talking and processing about what's happening in all these set pieces. There's all these little details. Constant communication is key to a successful forward pack. Now that ball looked a little bit off center to me, but ref seems to be okay with it. And let's see, Glendale coming back towards the side of the line out. And we got another penalty for coming off sides, I think, there for Glendale. So Glendale really knocking on the door. All Blues looking to get a stop here before half, make sure that they're still on top going into this break. And looks like the ref is bringing it in for a scrum. So we're going to have another scrum down here. We'll see. Now, this is a dangerous situation here for Glendale. I mean, for the All Blues, because Glendale, who's shown a big propensity to do that 8-man pick on that right-hand side, looks like they only have that one wing to beat, and then probably that number 6, Tanya Westman, coming off the near side of the scrum. So I would be very worried about a number 8 pick if I was the All Blues. Back when I played number 8, I loved to see that small side on the right-hand side this close to the tri-zone. Perfect, because the scrum half is on the other side, and the scrum half comes around. Beautiful. Glendale with that 8-9 connection, really, really knocking on the door, just a few feet from the try line. All Blues really have to dig in deep to stop them here. And it looks like they were able to get just over the line. Try given to Glendale. A tough, tough break for the All Blues right here at the end of the half. So coming towards the end of this half, we have Glendale coming back. This is a bit of a tougher kick for Cantorna. If she misses, we'll go into half tied. If she makes it, Glendale will be up 2. But overall, this has been a very, very even matchup, going back and forth. Both teams having opportunities. Both teams putting together some tremendous offensive sets, playing team rugby, forwards and backs working together, finding those little holes, and also putting in work on the defensive side of the ball as well. Oh, and Cantorna, really nice kick. Looked almost online, but just not enough power. And the ref calls it for half with that. So going into halftime, 12-12, all tied up. Berkeley, Glendale, and we'll be back in a few minutes for the second half of rugby. And we are back with the second half of rugby. Glendale kicking off. Keidra Davis with the catch. Tanya Westman taking it into contact. And Sam Miller making the kick. Number 10 recovers from Glendale and kicks back. Oh, but it goes straight out. Now, when you have an open field kick like that, you're in front of your own 22 and the ball goes straight out. The line out actually occurs back at the spot of the kick. So that's why you always want, if you're kicking in the open field and you're intending it to go out, you want to make sure that it bounces in bounds before it goes out. Oh, a little bit of funny business with the line out, going to the back pod. And they're calling that one not straight, even though I swear I saw a couple from Glendale earlier in the first half that were not quite straight, giving Glendale the option of a line out or scrum. Glendale elects the scrum. So we got the first scrum of the second half here, going to Glendale. We'll see what Glendale's going to do with that back line out of the scrum. And a little bit of a wobbly pass, but Cantor is able to pull it in, giving it to their 15, sliding in through the line. And, oh, All Blues with the turnover. Able to strip it from Glendale in contact. Shelby Lynn with a little box kick, coming right back from the ruck. And, okay, oh, a blocked kick. Recovered. This is crazy. I don't know what these backs were drinking in the water at halftime, but they are a little bit foot happy right now. You love to see it. You love to see it. And the All Blues looking to distribute, making several passes in a row. And picks up, goes into contact. All right. Serena Liu, number 15, cutting back inside, scorer of our first try. Let's go. Abby taking it into contact, doing what forwards do best. And 8 foot, breaking through the line, using that 8 foot height. That's actually 6'2". Generating power with those long legs out to below. That nice little offload, that 12-13 connection between Evan and below. Oh my God, this is beautiful rugby. Holy guacamole, this back line is moving. You love to see that kind of beautiful rugby. You can really tell that those two are veterans from this second place runner-up national champion All Blues 7 squad this summer. Was very effective, and you can tell just that familiarity and that comfort with that continuity play between number 12 and 13 for the All Blues. Giving us some of the most beautiful rugby that we've seen all day. So All Blues striking first in the second half, really looking to put a stamp on this match. And we're going to see Sam Miller with the kick, and then we'll be able to take another look at this beautiful try. Oh, and looks like the kick is just outside, so not quite good. Only 5 points for that try. Now let's look back at the combination. So we got 13, back to 12, making the line break, gets into trouble, back to 13, fumbles, makes sure that she collects the ball in, and does a beautiful, beautiful sevens try. That's just some of the most beautiful rugby that you can ask for out here. And we're back playing. Shelby Lynn fields the ball with a nice little kick. Evan takes the ball into contact. Kit Kat lays it off to a younger player to take the contact. Classic veteran move. And Glendale makes a good hit behind the gain line, but All Blues are ready. Back line is set up. Moving the ball very well. Maggie Simpson, another veteran of that All Blues Sevens team that just did so well in the Sevens Nationals not but 4 weeks ago. And looks like the props are out in the back line trying to do a little bit of funny business. You love to see those props getting out and getting those mismatches against those smaller players. So that kick, you saw it bounced just out of bounds. So they're going to bring it all the way back to the spot of the kick for the Glendale lineout. And looks like Glendale is doing a substitution. Looks like number 12, Hannah Tennant came off, and one of their substitutes came on. I didn't quite catch the number, but we'll get that to you in a minute. And looks like that's our substitute taking the ball into contact, coming in with those fresh legs, number 21, Mackenzie Hawkins. And Glendale's creating on the outside. Looks like their back line is trying to get creative here. Now their line's looking a little bit flat right now, so they're just giving it to the forwards to take it into contact, going back to the right side and making some tough passes. Out of trouble. And it looks like they stepped out of bounds. So the forwards are going to have to get ready for this line out here. So the All Blues taking this line out, gonna look to get out of this dangerous space so deep in their own territory. Kedra collects the ball. They're taking it in for a maul. All right, really catching Glendale on the back foot, but Glendale recovers, hits the maul, and now it's slowed up a little bit, and maul collapses into a ruck. And it looks like All Blues still have possession, but Glendale is lined up. And all right, we got Christina Ramos really scrapping for that extra yard. Oh my gosh, what ferocity. Strong legs, strong running from Christina Ramos. And Evan hits the kick to go out of trouble, chases her own kick, and below makes a great tackle for excellent kick. Really got that territory, that 10-15 yards that we needed to get out of that danger zone. Glendale cuts inside. Some good running from the wing for Glendale. And Glendale, All Blues getting plenty of time to reset their defensive line. Pressure, big hit there. Big hit there by Evan. And Glendale still going to that right-hand side, seeing if they can slot something in between that small weak side defense. And oh my gosh, the ball popped out and there was a fight for it. All Blues almost made a great turnover there. And Glendale 7 cutting back inside. And looks like they weren't quite coming into the ruck through the gate. So the All Blues have a penalty now. See if we can capitalize on this and get back on the front foot. All Blues up by 5. Trying to hold on to this win, keep the ball out of dangerous territory, and add on a few more points. Now Glendale's shown a preference for Carmen Farmer, the jumper. It looks like they're dropping one man out of the line out. All Blues making some substitutions. Tyra Norlander and Jordan Taylor coming in. See if our fresh legs, All Blues fresh legs, can make a difference. And Kit Kat takes the ball into contact. Got some forwards, crashing the line. Allie Byrne making her presence known. And Tyra, the substitute, coming in with some ferocity, some of that same energy that Christina Ramos was giving us. And looks like the ball's wrapped up with Maya. But our scrum half distributes it out, trying to get out of trouble here. It's a bit of a chaotic play, trying to get, our backs are in the ruck, trying to figure out how we can reorganize to reset this offense. Kedra Davis taking it into contact, trying to protect it and give her backs a chance to get reorganized. All Blues are playing a lot of continuity ball, just not worrying about the number on the back and really just trying to combine for some quick and inspired play. It's a very free-flowing style that we like to see. And Evan kicks to touch. So we'll have another All Blues line out. Kedra Davis has been fielding most of these line out balls all afternoon, so we'll see if they keep going to her. All Blues using a 5-man line out. Those short numbers. Carmen Farmer, the veteran, was able to steal that one. And number 7 for Glendale, trying to pick and run, but runs into nothing but black jerseys. And Glendale trying to combine, their backs trying to get creative, get involved in this game. And Glendale coming back to the left-hand side. Oh, a massive double tackle by those All Blues forwards. Wow, she's going to be feeling that one tomorrow. Big, big hit from the All Blues. And there's a kick. Oh, wow, an excellent, excellent, well-placed kick from Glendale. Let's see a replay there of that big hit. And see there, ball goes out into the hands, and 1, 2, low, high, puts her right on the ground, lifts her off. Beautiful, well-formed tackle, extremely safe, but also extremely powerful. You love to see that. And it's an overthrow, but Allie Byrne is there to clean it up. Allie Byrne moving to prop this year after years as a lock, working in that second row. So I had to step up and fill up some of those spots in the front row. One of the All Blues more experienced players. And Evan kicks out of her own try-zone. And, oh, just barely at the sidelines, the 11 for Glendale was able to, oh, wow, a massive stiff arm to the face after a beautiful catch off the kick that was almost to touch from Evan Hess. That is a really, really excellent play. It's a difference-making play from the number 11 for Glendale. Caitlin Broughton, who's been having a pretty solid match overall. And out to JoJo. JoJo taking the ball into contact. And we have a pod of forwards on this left-hand side. On the weak side, forwards always travel in packs. They had 3 or 4 set up on a mismatch on the defensive numbers. Just weren't quite able to handle that ball.
Forward pass by Glendale will lead to the All Blues scrum.
So All Blues still doing good defensive work, but it's always tough to have these repeated phases deep in your own territory. It gets very, very exhausting, so we'll see how long they're able to to stand up to this creative offense from Glendale, and if they're able to move the ball out of its dangerous space. And that scrum is still popping up. Both hookers have their heads popping out of that scrum, so that's not what you really want to see in a scrum. It's not really safe. Had a lot of problems in the scrum here today, so I'm sure both teams will be talking about that this week at practice. Evan with another well-placed kick. Looks like we have another sub for Glendale, number Number 4 is going off. Number 4, Charlotte Thompson, is going off. And let's see if we can catch number 18, Jenny Cronish, coming in for Glendale. Kidro, excellent field on the line out. Now. Okay. Evan is still kicking. This one's inbounds, bounces. So number 11, Caitlin Broughton, had to move backwards to field that one, but now she's making moves. Almost a tackle. Oh, wow, she finds her way through the line. All Blues now on the back foot, trying to recover from that excellent, excellent kick return from Caitlin Broughton. And they're able to get the ball out and recycle. Glendale's fly half taking it in, just trying to reset. Still have a bunch of forwards on this near side, so the All Blues would be smart to pay attention to that. And, oh, now we got a knock on for Glendale. So it'll be a scrum down to the All Blues. Now, even though Broughton was doing her best to return those kicks, through a couple of those kicks, we were able to get out of that 22, so that was a successful set for the All Blues, getting out of that danger zone. Now we have our own scrum, and rugby at its core is a game of territory, so we'll see if we can keep building on these yards, get the ball back in Glendale territory. Resetting the scrum again, just trying to make sure that we can get everything right with those front rows. And the scrum's looking a little bit more flat. And, oh wow, Kidra looked like she was about to pass, but then thought better of it, cut back inside. Excellent back row play, didn't want the number 8 from Glendale to be having all the fun. And below coughs it up, and it's a turnover to Glendale. Glendale trying to capitalize off the turnover. Fresh legs, number 18 coming in with a little couple of offloads. Now Glendale getting into that continuity play. But they weren't quite able to do it, hit a knock on. We'll have another scrum down to the All Blues. So we'll reset for another scrum down. We'd like to thank the Vacaville men for the jerseys that we're wearing today, which are black and not blue, which is interesting, considering that the team is called the All Blues. But they look really cool, and I think our players look faster wearing them. So thank you to the Vacaville men. And Evan, with a beautiful offload out of contact. That 12-13 connection again between Evan and below. Serena Liu giving the ball up to Tyra Norlander, who gets driven back a little bit. Release her. And Allie Byrne hits Maya, who's coming in vertically very, very hard. All Blues trying to create something offensively to gain a few yards and get out of their own half. And looks like Kit Kat's kind of held up. Tyra cleans up the ball, collects it, hit it! And Allie Byrne grabs the ball, and we're going back to the right side. A couple passes, see if we can get through this Glendale defense that's in our face. And that's a clean ruck. Hopefully this will allow a reset. And the forwards not having much success breaking the line. And Glendale fields the kick, returns it, takes it into contact. Now they don't really have a backline set either. I think both of these teams are showing a little bit of fatigue in that reorganization at the ruck. Both opting for a more continuous style of play as opposed to setting up plays in the back line. And, oh, bullet pass from the scrum half gets messed up a little bit, so All Blues trying to capitalize and make a tackle behind the gain line, but the strong legs of Glendale will not allow that to happen. And now they're still creating. Oh, and Farmer tries to make a nice offload out of contact to that number 11, Caitlin Broughton. Wasn't successful. All Blues look like they recovered that and then took it outside, so. And we're having one more substitution for the All Blues. We've got Rosalind. 2 substitutions for the All Blues. Number 5 and number 10 are going off. Number 5, Maya Petrovska, and number 10, Samantha Miller, coming off for Rosalind, Akpra, and Laura Thacker. And for Glendale, number 15 and number 23 substituting as well. And the All Blues creating. Maggie Simpson making some moves. And Roz, those fresh legs coming in. Oh, that ninja headband makes her run real fast. Huge, huge line break from the fresh legs coming off the All Blues bench. Roz coming in very, very strong. Oh, and the other substitute, Jordan Taylor, just with the mishandle, but that was a line break that the All Blues really needed. Let's check the replay on that line break. And you see Roz makes one move, goes outside, runs at the branches and not the trunk, finds her space, and then gets chased down by 3 players, but gets back up, protects the ball, makes sure that the All Blues maintain possession. Really, really excellent line break for the All Blues. Now, Rosalind originally was a D2 player for SFGG, but took her opportunities and worked hard, worked her way all the way up to playing for the All Blues WPL. And that's what we love to see here in Northern California. Players moving up as their skills improve. And now line break for Glendale coming to the outside. They move the ball all the way across the field with that play. But now the All Blues defense is pretty set. And All Blues are firing up, making a good tackle behind the gain line. Excellent defensive movement from the All Blues. And wow, Below makes a strong open field tackle on her counterpart, number 13, Julianne Tornado. Glendale's now moving the ball sideline to sideline, really trying to move and take advantage of the space that they see wide. All Blues line getting a little bit tired, getting a little bit messed up on the outside there. Trying to reset. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a good form tackle. All right. Tyra Nordlander with the beautiful form tackle on the larger player. You know, smaller players don't have any wiggle room in terms of tackle form. And now there's some more offloads going on. Block to kick. Wow, that's some crazy continuity play. Just a lot of offloads, a lot of creating and just running together from this Glendale squad, trying to find space wherever they see it in front of them. So it looks like there's another substitution. Number 6 for Glendale is going off for number 6, Jenna Beard off, and coming on we have number 19, Rachel Ryan. So Glendale's definitely getting all their fresh legs in here, trying to get this final push here in the last 15 minutes of this match. Berkeley's still on top by 5, but it could go either way. Glendale's been dominating certainly the field position in the second half, but the All Blues defense has been ironclad. And ref also didn't see something she liked in that scrum, so we're resetting. Again, for safety. It looks like we have a couple of subs in the front row now too, at least for Glendale, so maybe that changes the dynamic in that scrum where we've had so much trouble today.
I see her trying to bring you
down. And scrum looks mostly stable, and Glendale's able to get a clean ball out. They're moving well, does a skip pass. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's the set play that they've practiced for sure. Glendale wing, fumbling, mishandling, but coming up with it eventually at the end. Now they're coming back to the left-hand side, but don't have much depth in their back line. We have forwards in the back line for Glendale.
What?
And the ref is calling a high tackle on Glendale. So they were coming in and grabbing at the neck and head area, which is obviously a safety concern. So the ball's coming back to the All Blues for that. And Evan Hess kicks a beautiful ball to touch. Has been kicking these balls to touch, these little punts very accurately all day, helping the All Blues gain the best tactical advantage off of every play. We've got another sub for Glendale. Looks like number 13 is going off. Number 13, oh, number 9. 9 and 13 are both coming off. And 22 is coming on. I'm not quite catching all these substitutions, but I'm trying my best out here, people. But Glendale now trying to get the ball to their fresh legs. On the left-hand side. They're probably going to go right now because they have most of their team on the right-hand side. And still trying to pound it in that middle space just inside the fly half of the defensive line of the All Blues. All Blues trying to be careful to come inside the gate and avoid any more penalties in this dangerous territory. And had a couple of dummy runners there, passed it behind the back. Still trying to break the gain line, but the All Blues defense is relentless. Still making a lot of great tackles behind the gain line. Some of the most exhausting rugby to play, but the All Blues are doing an excellent job here. Oh, and a crazy pass. It could have gone wrong for Glendale. Still keeping the continuity on this left-hand side. Oh, and Glendale coughs up the ball. What do we got? The ref is coming down. I think she's calling it back to an advantage from an earlier play. Oh no, she's just calling the captains. Trying to figure out, seems like the ref is having some problems with the way that this game is moving forward. Not liking what she's seeing out of the All Blues or Glendale. And Glendale takes a tap, goes to the left. Big tackle by Roz, who had that awesome line break earlier. And
get her down, Kristen.
All Blues trying to bring this Glendale team down to the ground and keep them from making every inch counts here when you're at this part of the field. Oh, that was a big hit, but the ref says she didn't come in through the gate with the quick tap. Oh, Glendale just a tad bit more aware of, after that penalty play, taking that quick tap, catching the All Blues on the back foot while they're trying to realign after the penalty, and is just able to sneak that one in. You know, officiating matters here in these games, and that penalty really made the difference there for Glendale, who was kind of stalling out in the 5-meter area. So now the game is tied up. We'll see if this kick can put Glendale up 2. And the All Blues will have just about 8 minutes plus stoppage time to come back and reassert their dominance over this game. And we have number 21, Mackenzie Hawkins, taking the kick for Glendale. And it's good. So Glendale is now up 2. Let's take another look at that try. And you see going into contact. And you see the All Blues player 21 wasn't quite through the gate. And then the Glendale player just picks the ball up really quick, taps it, and goes right in. So that's a heads up field awareness play. And those little penalties in rugby really matter and add up throughout the course of a match, especially in dangerous territory. And Evans' kick doesn't quite go 10, so Glendale has the choice of a re-kick or a scrum. They're going to choose a scrum right at the halfway mark. And we'll see what they can do. So any set piece that involves all 8 forwards, scrum or a line out, is an opportunity for the backs, because when all those forwards are in that 2 meters of the field, what happens is they're not spread out in that defensive line that's so hard to break through. So that's why set pieces are such opportunities for the backs, because they just have so much more space with all those defenders stuck in the scrum in those few minutes after. And Carmen Farmer with the pick. She's been picking all day off of that scrum. Those back row plays, pick and go from number 8, Carmen Farmer, have been devastating. And they're right back inside the 22. And Glendale makes a long pass, still has one more on the outside. Number 2 is taking it in, and the backs are rucking for themselves. Oh, looks like a bit of a miscommunication, but Glendale cleans it up. Really? Oh, and Kedra Davis pops out with the ball somehow. Now it's important for the All Blues to maintain possession here and gain some territory and just take a break from all these massive tackles that they've been making and the defensive resets. And Roz taking the ball into contact with those fresh legs, coming in with that strong running. And it's like Below is in trouble, got 2 defenders on her. All Blues trying to clean up, trying to reset. And, oh, a bit of a wild pass from Evan to Tyra, another part of that second place national championship sevens team. And the ref finally does call the offsides that we all saw earlier. So Glendale's going to get back 10. Evans probably going to kick to touch here, trying to get a few extra meters and make sure the ball goes out so we can reset with a line out. See if we can get the ball moving forward for the All Blues. Looks like Tyra the sub is a new jumper. And after some movement, ball goes to the back pod with Kedra Davis. Beautiful line out. You can tell the All Blues have been practicing that movement in the line out. And, oh, Katie Chow is in. Katie Chow, number 19, is in the match. Not quite sure when she came in, but she is definitely the most popular player in the WPL. It's just known. And a messy situation near the ruck. Glendale popping out with the ball, but it's probably some kind of a knock-on, I think. Going to a scrum down. And that looks like our 2 more subs for the All Blues are coming in. Number 1 and number 14 for All Blues are coming off. And number 23, Madison Taylor. And number 22, Monica Marquez, are both coming on for the All Blues. So got most of our subs in, hoping that these fresh legs can give a little bit of extra oomph to put those All Blues back on top, although time is running short. Got another scrum down to the All Blues. See if they can create some offense on this right-hand side of the scrum. And the ref didn't like Glendale's front row activities, so we take a quick tap from the back. Oh, that was coming in from the side, I think. But Kedra Davis is now taking the ball into 3 Glendale's Merlins. Gets the ball out now, number 17. Kristen Ciano taking the ball in. And Roz Akra coming in very, very hot with that strong running that we saw earlier. Really need to get the ball in her hands more. Her running has been extremely strong. Evan Hess passing out of contact. Serena Liu making a line break. The ball's still active. Madison Taylor, all members of that 7s team. You can see that creativity from that 7s team. Those players are so comfortable with each other, knowing where they're going to be, running together, thinking the same things about where the play is going to go. It's been a real advantage for this All Blues back line. Oh, wow. That's a great kick from number 17. You love to see forwards kicking. You love to see that. They don't always get the chance. And Kedra Davis, another great line out. And they're going to maul it. They're moving forward into the 22, the All Blues with this last push here. And the ball pops out, Shelby Lynn. And Roz, that's strong running, looking for a hole in the line. Moving around, getting that offload to Lil Mon. Little Monica. Oh, and Glendale comes up with it, and now looks like they're mauling a little bit. All Blues are going to have to put some muscle in to stop this. And Glendale still pushing. Oh, and suffocating tackles from the All Blues. Playing that aggressive defense, trying to keep the Glendale Merlins pinned in this backfield. And another big tackle. Oh, yeah, blowing up that ruck. You know, you always got to make sure that you blow up a ruck, even if you're not going to win the ball, to make sure that the other team knows that your physical presence is there. And another great 2-man tackle for the All Blues. In this ruck, All Blues looking for just an opening to get that ball back so they can get back on the front foot, put some points on the board before time expires. And Katie Chow most popular player in the WPL, making the tackle. And Glendale moving the ball to the outside. And number 17 running through some All Blues contacts, not quite finishing the tackle. And slowly but surely Glendale's gaining a few yards here and there. But the All Blues are not giving up. Moving into that ruck. Putting in big hits. Roz, a big hit by Roz. Really been a difference maker coming off the bench. Rosalind Akra. And Glendale looking for a little hole in the line. Berkeley trying to get in and make their tackles and get the ball back. Very close, well-fought match. Has gone back and forth. Almost all the matches in this Western Conference WPL are very, very competitive. There's very, very little that separates the top of this division from the bottom. And diving over penalty is called for the All Blues. That's going to be a big blow. It's going to give Glendale an opportunity to create, get some space, and maintain possession. At this point, Glendale's just trying to run the clock out. And it's a game, them versus the clock right now. And they're opting to tap and play, kicking the ball to touch. I think they're hoping that that's the end of the match, and it is. So after a very hard, very well-fought match between both teams, Glendale just able to come back out on top, the difference being a kick. And wow, what a great game of rugby. Once again, we'd like to thank our sponsors, CPC, and of course, this is some WPL rugby, established 2009, so this is our 10-year anniversary of WPL rugby. And what a great match it was, going back and forth. Saw some beautiful sets from both teams, going back and forth. Some big hits. And we'd like to thank CPC, Linear Motion Technologies, been a faithful All Blue sponsor for years. Alpi.net, another sponsor of the All Blues. Thank you so much for all your support. We couldn't do it without you. Also, Inline Chiropractic, who is our favorite chiropractic clinic. And for all of the wonderful, wonderful video, all those replays, this very headset I'm wearing, we'd like to thank All Star Films. They do high quality game videos and college recruiting videos. If you have anything that you need to see videos, specializing in sports video, local company, you can find them online at All Star Films on all social media. And just Google it, All Star Films SF, and you'll be able to get all the information you need. Thank you so much. It's been a great day. Hope to join you guys again for another match here later in this WPL season.